Welcome to the Militia gaming community. I'm Trigger, and this is the #1 reason you keep getting busted in Need for Speed Heat and how to fix it. Let's go! Before we get into the video, I just want to mention, if you're looking for any of my Need for Speed Heat builds, I have a link to all of my builds on my website. It's militiagamingco.com, and you can click the Need for Speed Heat builds, and that'll take you to the spreadsheet with all my builds on it, as well as a link to the Discord if you're looking for other people to play with or level 50 crews. You can click the Discord link that's on my website. Again, that's militiagamingco.com. All right, let's get into it. If you're new to the game, the cops feel glued to you no matter what you do. They're super overwhelming and sort of enraging. I've had so many comments on my videos of people who literally quit the game because they just couldn't deal with the cops. So I've made a couple of videos about escaping cops in Need for Speed Heat before, but I haven't talked about the root cause of why you're still getting busted. I'm not talking about your skill level as a racer either. It comes down to a singular issue. I see it happen over and over again, and I remember actually doing this myself when I started the game. It's called panic. Before you click off this video though, I'm actually very serious about this, and I will provide you with some knowledge about how to evade the cops, their positioning, and what to do when, so that panic is no longer a part of your equation. It's actually possible to evade Heat 5 cops with a starter car. It's not the easiest thing to do, and sometimes even the most experienced Need for Speed Heat players get caught trying to do it, but the fact that it's possible should give you some comfort. Your strategy and being calm about it will be a difference maker for you for sure. First, you need to understand the cops' mechanics, and the first thing that I want to show you is their formation around you and how each of them will engage with you at different speeds. So depending on how many cops are chasing you, they will be positioned differently. For example, if you have one cop coming from behind, he will sometimes try to ram you first, but then he wants to get directly in front of you and slow you down for him to call in backup. Once two cops get on you, the formation changes to one in front and one on the side of you. And once three cops are engaged in the chase, you will have one in front and one on either side of you. Now, if a fourth cop gets involved, it can be an issue because he will want to approach from the back, and they're going to try to box you in and disable your car. This is actually very rare in the early stages of the game, but it can happen, and if it does, you need to try your best to get out of that box. The two cops on the sides of you will try to ram you to cause damage, while the front cop is merely there to try to keep you from accelerating away from them. Knowing that will help you make evasive maneuvers that can set you free. Since the cops want to be on the side of your car, driving close to buildings or corners or unbreakable objects like these wooden supports can and will cause the cops to crash, or at the very least back off so that they don't hit the wall or the wooden supports. Additionally, early in the game, you can slow down and take control of the situation, particularly with Heat 1 and 2, but it also works with Heat 3 most of the time. So in this example, I'm going to get the attention of a single cop who then calls in his backup. To get out of this situation, I'm going to slow down so that there's less of a chance of me crashing into something because the cops had rammed me and I lost control. And I'm going to dictate the action by allowing them to form up around me and then repeatedly smash any cop cars that are on the sides of me. Usually you can break at least 2 cars before needing to repair your car. But if not, just run through a gas station and continue to try to smash those cars on the sides of you. Once you've broken the cops on the side, you will notice that if you just simply reverse your direction, the cop in front gets a little bit confused and allows you to drive off, especially if you take a couple of corners or he loses visual sight of you. There are certain things that cops have a hard time with, which can help you evade them. One of them is just simply making a U-turn. They aren't really that well equipped to make quick turns, so U-turning and going the opposite direction will at the very least give you some space, and at the very most, it'll allow you to escape. The last tip I have for you before I show you that it's possible to escape Heat 5 with a starter car is that you need to know the area of the map you're in. It's super valuable. If you know where the gas stations, safe houses, and jumps are within a certain area, you can really take those cops for a ride, and you'll notice yourself escaping the early heat levels quite easily. But with that said, let's cut to a Heat 5 chase that I escaped with a very low level car by using a combination of the techniques and knowledge I just gave you. As you can see, I've got a car that's a level 129. The only upgrade I have on this car is a single bottle of 3-pound NOS. Everything else is completely stock the way the car comes at the beginning of the game. I'm rep level 7 because I actually failed the first time I tried to record this, and when you get busted you still get a little bit of rep, which allowed me to level up. Okay, let's go for it. I'm being chased by 5 cops and I have a heat level of 5, which means the Corvette cops are out, as well as the Charger cops, and a helicopter is soon to get involved. Okay, pause it right here. I've just went head to head with a Corvette cop and my busted bar immediately starts. If I panic and try to drive left or right, I will get busted because it takes a while for the car to gain traction and get going in order to clear the busted bar. Instead, I stay cool and I reverse out of the situation. Once my busted bar is clear, I whip the car around and I start my escape again. In trying to get away, I drive as close as possible to several building corners. This throws the cops off because they actually are programmed to default to the street paths. They will go off of them, but they try to stay on them where they can. Pause it right there. Now a helicopter is involved. This is where knowing the map is super important. Here's how I use my surroundings to crash and confuse the cop cars while I plan my master escape, which is a jump over water. Let's watch. After landing the jump, I'm escaping, but I'm still paying attention to the minimap. If I had completed this left-hand turn, I would have been chased again by the cop that's coming down the street, and the escape would not have been successful. So I adjust and go around the building on the sand, and I'm completely free. And now I'm able to bank 54,690 rep in one night with a starter car, which leveled me up from 7 to 15. And that's how you stop getting busted. The cops are programmed to act a certain way. Understanding what they want to do will allow you to counter their actions and set yourself up for an easy escape. No more panicking, no more getting too excited. Just stay calm, know what the cops are trying to do, and do the opposite in order to get rid of them. All right. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about this stuff, you're more than welcome to send me a DM. They are always open on Instagram, Twitter, or Discord, and I answer every single message. Sometimes it takes me a little bit to get to it, but I do read and respond to everything. Hey, before I go, shout out to all the Heat 5 members of the channel. If you want to see your name up here with the rest of these legends, all you have to do is click the join button below and become a Heat 5 member. By doing this, you'll be supporting the channel in ways you will not believe, and you get all kinds of sweet perks like members only streams and specific exclusive Discord channel access. All right, thank you guys so much again. Shout out to all the Militia subs. Trigger out.